Hey guys, how's it going? Exhausted Tired Mango here. Welcome back to Black Desert. So today's video is just about the marketplace and recent changes about this thing. Overall, I think this change has been really good. Just in terms of just transfer of goods and an economy and silver transfer, just to get goods moving in the game, it's also sped up a lot of everything. I really hated the old system, so this new change is very welcome. It's everything I wanted in terms of a marketplace. I thought the bidding system back then was stupid, and the 15-minute posting time was really stupid, and the fact that you had to click confirm bid for something you were bidding on. I assume that you should be able to, if you click bid, it should automatically confirm your bid for you the moment it's done. So this marketplace, in my opinion, solves all of that. I've heard differing opinions of people complaining about it and other people for it. I'm definitely for this because when everything is capped out on a buy order, it's entirely random. So say you had like 500 orders of Elixir of Frenzy on here and somebody posts 100 of them. Well, that 100 will go to the max order, and because there's so many orders, after a certain threshold, it becomes random at who it goes to. So that's essentially putting your bid in. And then when the prices rise, you just got to check it again and reserve your cash again for the amount that you want. So you're essentially bidding in a different sense. Other people don't see it that way, but I'm like, this is no different, except that you're not wasting 30 seconds and 15 minutes of your time every day waiting for a timer that you'll most likely forget if you don't really set an actual timer, which is even more overhead and annoyance. So this solves all of those problems. One of the other problems with this marketplace is the inflation of base items or other popular items. Zarka longswords, for instance, used to be 95 mil capped, but now they go up to like 144. They do just sit here now. I would say supply for certain things have gone way up, and other things like don't sit there anymore. Certain items such as, like, I remember ogre rings and necklaces used to not sit there, and now there's like 120 of these just sitting there. I find it kind of odd considering people used to pre-order this thing for like 200 or 185 mil, but now there's like 120 of them sitting there for even cheaper than what it was before. I guess people just ran out of money. That's one of the bigger problems I find with the central marketplace, is that we have like inflation of general, like, a lot of items, but then the other problem is that we don't have any new ways to generate more cash, which would be like the Manos mastery stuff, the life mastery stuff that we all know has been on Korea for like almost a good year, and it's kind of disappointing that it's still not here yet. We got the Manos hoe, but then we didn't get anything else, and that was only to engage in the Lakiaro Minesweeper content for extra activity. One of the other changes was like the Shadow Arena. I think this is a good addition to the game. It's a nice way to farm up like a different method of like getting memory fragments, which is far better than doing these stupid scrolls all the time. Match generally lasts anywhere from like 5 to 15 minutes depending on how long you live. I've never had a match really exceed 17 minutes ever in general, because the map is so small by about the 15-minute mark that it's kind of hard to like hide or whatever, because the map arena for battling in the Shadow Arena is so small by about the 14-15-minute mark, and you should be in like top 10 by then. And then victory will get you at least maybe like 6 mem frags like me. I've opened like 10 boxes from victory and I haven't gotten anything. Whereas my other guild members, they're finding like latent necklaces and Orkinrad belts, and they're just being handed like 176 mil now because those things are base price that much on the market now. So, you know, there's certain things that have gone exceedingly higher, which is fine. This will eventually probably settle down into something, but in terms of just generation of cash, it's fairly more expensive for most things, but then also the sell point for things that you used to sell is also increased as well. So everything's inflated in a sense, a little out of control, but everything in terms of transference of goods between players is also a lot higher. Notice that there's a lot of goods like being exchanged everywhere. Some of the players in my guild that are already capped out at maximum gear and they don't have anything else to really get other than Kaffir stones. They used to get like maybe like 100 to 1,000 Kaffir stones a week. Now they're getting that in like 12 hours because of the new marketplace, and their silver has literally went from like 6 billion down to like only 100 mil in a span of 12 hours, which used to take them like hours and hours and hours on end grinding with a marketplace window open and bidding on every single thing, and they found it utterly annoying. They didn't really like this new marketplace at first, but then afterwards, the fact that they got so many of their assets from just like exchanging of silver to goods, they actually enjoy the new marketplace a lot more, simply because of, you know, people valuing their time. So, you know, and then for me, I enjoy it. I used to not really rely on the marketplace back then because it was really annoying because of the bidding system, but this one eliminates all of that, and it's pretty much I consider it to be more fair, because the bidding system used to run on latency connection to the server, which was really annoying. So you could click to bid on something, it could still be counting. Some people who have faster connection to the server finishes their bid, they click confirm bid, they buy the item, while my stupid marketplace is still counting, which means I didn't even get a chance to bid on the item and it's already sold, which makes no sense at all, and it was stupid. So this is very good. Other changes is the dark rifts. Dark rifts around the planet is actually a nice invitation change to this game. Generally, it's a boss that spawns somewhere on your map within a week's time. If you don't get one within a week, you will be guaranteed one within 7 days. So it'll spawn a boss, and generally it'll give you all these items. And when you open the box, it could be an accessory of value from anywhere from 8 mil to 176 mil, depending if you're lucky or not. I think this is a nice and welcome change. It gives a bit of a challenge, and if you don't have too much time to play, just go there and kill the bosses every now and then get yourself some rewards. You do have to go kill them within a certain time frame. I think it's 24 hours, otherwise they start degrading. And when they degrade, the loot starts degrading as well. And the boss is also easier to kill when it degrades. When you die to these bosses, you don't lose anything. Just make sure you don't get killed by the mobs near the bosses. Sometimes you could get like a boss that spawns in like a harder area, like near centaurs. And if the boss takes you to like 10 HP and a centaur gets the last hit on you, you're going to die and lose stuff. So just be careful of the mobs around where they spawn. If they're in low areas like this, obviously there's not much of a worry of danger or any of the sort there. And these letters underneath the IV versus the V just shows how difficult the boss is. They generally spawn at the pen level, but then they do degrade after 24 hours into the IV tet level, and it goes all the way down to the pry level. And if you get it to the pry level, it's probably like you're going to one-shot the boss, but he'll also drop you a really crappy box. So don't let it degrade if they do spawn. You can see it in the bottom right over here of your window where this button is. It's on top of my quick slot, which is a little annoying. But that's pretty much a pretty good change into the game to keep accessories and things moving around in the market, so they are somewhat always readily available for purchase or selling. So overall, I think like the transference of goods in that sense gives more opportunities for people to just build higher gear. So obviously over time, somewhere down the road, this might get over flooded, of course, with any problem like this, or like any kind of encouragement of this kind of material. But I think it's a good change because nobody wants to grind 10-15 hours just for one item at like their grind areas or certain time frames, like latents, for instance, that only spawn at night. You'll never find them, or wait until a super event, which means people are only enhancing once or twice every 3 months or something. So most of these changes I find to make the game actually a lot more encouraging. All that's left that I have complaining about is where the hell is the Manos life skill gear stuff? That is it. I'm done failing pen 50 times, so I don't think anybody else... I'll go over that a different day. But also, just to add on top of this marketplace, a lot of people seem to have either a bit of trouble understanding like the system. I don't really think it's too bad to understand. Everything can be bought within a set minimum range or a maximum range here, for instance. And then when people put orders on it, if you sell something at the orders here, it'll fulfill immediately, instantly straight into your warehouse marketplace. And then if you post it at minimum, but then there's a small problem I've realized is that if you post a buy order at like maximum, say you put like you want 1,000 of these things, but then this thing shifts downwards and the highest price is now 95k instead of 96k. If somebody posts like the elixirs at 95k but your buy order is at 96k and it's not in the range, it's not going to fulfill. You actually have to take your order down and pay less in order for it to fulfill if the range is not there in the marketplace window. It's the same with the bidding too. If you put a min price buy order on there and then this thing shifts upwards and your min price is no longer there. Well, obviously people can't even post it at your price, so it's not possible. But that issue only exists for higher orders, so you have to wait until the thing shifts back up, or you take your post order down and put it at the next current highest bid. So those are for items that semi-move and semi-sit there, but then obviously for super rare things, it only moves up because everybody wants it. So that's just a small problem. Another thing that people should utilize with this marketplace is that the volume capacity. This is a volume capacity. You can only fit about 5,000 volume in here. Certain items take up more volume and certain things take up less volume. Say for instance goods or whatever, like materials, these take up like 0.1 VT. And it says on the item itself, like food itself takes up 1 VT. So I use this as kind of like a separate storage just to store all the things that are messy and whatever all over the place. And I pretty much don't have storage or inventory problems anymore because of this. I have at least like a row of inventory in all my most packed places. And you know, you can teleport your items. I don't even know if that's intended, but it makes the transport system kind of like worthless now. The only thing you can't really throw in there is like branded items, because if you throw branded items in there, they become unbranded when you take them back out. So you do lose like your brandstone pearl if you put it in there. Obviously it gives you a warning before you do that. But other than that, you can kind of teleport your items around the planet now with that, as long as you've got like marketplace maids. Even just 1 or 2 of them, everybody's gonna get 1 or 2 of them just from the game rewards now. So overall, I think it's a better change, and I'll see you guys later. Bye bye for now.